Happy Wednesday. So I just wanted to come on here really quickly because I have a phone call in just a second, and just say something that was a little bit on my mind. One thing randomly, I'm really sad because this is like one of my favorite t-shirts, and I got soup on it last week, and it's the stain. It's stained. Anyways, so recently I posted something that asked why you started your business. I don't know what made me in my mind like think about now. I mean, now I know why, but like what made me ask that question? I just was like curious. There's a lot of new people in this group. What really made you want to start your business? I noticed, and I used to do this too, and sometimes I still do if I'm not intentional, is that a lot of the answers on that post, I felt like, and it could just be my perception, but I'm only speaking on my own behalf, because like I said, I used to do this too. I felt like, hey girl, I felt like a lot of the answers on that post were answers that people thought that if someone else read them, those answers would be socially correct. So the question was, why did you start your business? And again, a lot of those answers I felt like were socially correct answers. My answer as to why I started my business is because I like living my life the way I want to live my life. And, so having a business allows me the flexibility to just do what I want, essentially. The type of business that I have, right? Because when I was a consultant, I technically couldn't do what I want because I still had to answer to people. I still had to answer to my clients, and that's how I knew that type of business wasn't for me. But the true reason why I started my business is just literally so that I can, live my life every day how I want to live my life and have choices. Yes, of course, I always create a business that's going to help someone, that's going to give them a transformation, but that wasn't the real reason why I started my business. Like I can have a job that does the same thing. Like my sister is a nurse, so she helps people every single day. She transforms their lives every single day, multiple people every single day. So I'm only saying this to say we really only have one opportunity to be ourselves, and most importantly, to be intentional about being yourself. Because like I said, I felt like a lot of those responses, albeit great, and it could really be that, someone's reason, but a lot of the responses were socially correct. As in, again, if somebody read this, would it seem like I am, what I think others think I should be? If you want to make your business to make more money, then that's totally fine. Just say that. If it's really like one day you woke up and it was like, I see this injustice and I really want to help people, then that's another, that's amazing. But and here's the thing, it's not necessarily our fault. We have been trained so much through society, through our parents, through conditioning to be in a way that is that others will approve. So naturally, when you see a question like that, which is a public question, you want to find the right answer. There is no right answer. The only right answer is your answer. So sometimes we say we want to be authentic, but we yes, Shining, like you said, authentic, but we don't necessarily know the ways in which we are being inauthentic. And so I feel like the reason why I was actually called to make that post is to be able to then make this post and highlight in you. Ask yourself before you, especially like a question like where someone's asking like, why are you in business? You're basically your why. You don't have to have a socially or politically correct answer. Ask yourself before you answer so that you can be more intentional. Is this really my answer? Or is this an answer that if someone reads it, it will make them feel good? So like, for example, another question that some people ask that I see like had a lot of socially correct answers is like, what would you do with $1 million? And everyone's like, well, I'm going to give it to charity. I'm going to do this. And yes, I know you're going to do that. But like, was that answer rooted in how others are going to perceive your response? Like my first answer was like, I have some socks in my Amazon cart that I'm going to purchase. Okay, sorry. Facebook Live did not want me to be great with this message of the day, but that's what I will end it with. Always ask yourself, am I doing something for the approval of somebody else, whether it be your spouse, your friend, your customers, or anything like that? Or ask yourself, am I doing this because it's what I want to do? So I feel like once you start to move for yourself, life really changes. Because like really, honestly, when I asked that question, I was just like, yeah, I want to do a business because I want to live my life exactly how I want to live my life. Yes, of course, I want to help other people. But that wasn't, when I said, hey, I'm going to start a business, that was not my first thought. My first thought was that I have one of two ways to make money. Either work for someone or work for myself. What do I choose? Work for myself. Then, of course, when it's like, okay, what type of business am I going to make? Yes, I want to create a business that provides value, that transforms someone's life, yeah, but that wasn't the reason why I started. Anyways, I just say, choose yourself first and move with intention, and always ask yourself, am I doing this for me, or am I doing this for the approval of somebody else? I had someone ask me the other day, hey, Brandon. Also, Brandon, I did not watch Halo. Hey, Tony Ann. So I had someone ask me the other day, they were like, you're very outspoken with your beliefs. He said, especially around God. He was like, do you experience any pushback or negativity with that? That actually was something I had never thought of. And I actually really don't. Like, my first answer to him was no, because I don't actually receive a lot of pushback from it. But then he asked, like, do I care? Is that something that would bother me? And I was like, no, because I've spent too much of my life, a large portion of my life, people pleasing, being things for others, that now I've realized there's no point. You're never gonna be for everyone, and you're never always gonna make everyone happy. Just like you may not, agree with someone or like someone else, like they're gonna feel that same for you. So why do we live for other people versus living for ourselves? And so I just felt like, yeah, when I saw the responses on that post, I noticed again, like, a lot of people were answering for what others may think about their response, about having a response that's socially correct. So that authenticity, in so many ways that you won't even recognize at the time, can creep into other areas of your life where you're not being your most authentic self. So, always ask, like I said, is this answer for me, or is this answer for the approval of someone else? And even if your answer is something that others may not approve of, and that's just kind of what your belief is at the time, that's okay. Like, that's your answer. So never really adjust or change yourself for other people. Yeah, no, I have not watched it. I have been committed because I want to have a marathon. So I was like, yeah, just wait, Terry, you can do it. Yeah. Also, too, there was this other like random Korean show that like came on, so it distracted me. And then I did like so much stuff with my sister this weekend that I just didn't have time. So by the time it was bedtime, I was like knocked out. But yeah, guys, that was it. That's like the random message of the day. Do it for you. Do it for yourself. And it starts with just being intentional. Like, always ask yourself, if it's not even just, if it's asking a question on a Insta or Facebook post or anything like that, just ask yourself, am I responding or doing this for me, or am I doing this for the approval of other people? Because we really only just get one chance to be ourselves. And the more you can continue to practice being yourself, okay, because like I said, it's not enough to just say be yourself. It's something as simple as not responding on a post in your most authentic voice can hurt you in other areas as well. Even like when it comes to like journaling, I used to journal, and I had someone else that also said this to me too. I used to journal in a way that was like socially correct, as if like if somebody went through all of my journals and saw all of this, like they would not read like my deepest, darkest thoughts. And I also had someone that said, oh my gosh, like I used to do that too. Like I used to journal in the off chance that someone was going to read it. Well, then what's the point of a journal? Like, if you can't even be like honest with your own self and authentic in your own journal, I mean, there's, obviously there's people that cross the line, but there's like the hidden thing, like the unspoken rule. You don't read someone else's journal without their permission. But even then, you, like, why would you write inauthentically in your journal if you're afraid that someone's going to see it? Because then you're still not practicing authenticity. You should be able to express yourself no matter if someone else will have an alternative opinion on it, because you're never going to make everyone happy. And then at the end of the day, it's just like, who cares? Because their opinion is a perception of their own beliefs, thoughts, process. We have no idea what they went through for them to form that opinion. But at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter, because the only thing that matters is what you believe, where you're going, and your own, values and thoughts. So, last takeaway, it's not enough to say, I'm going to be intentional. You have to actually move with intention. And it really even comes down to these little social media posts that ask you these questions about yourself and answering them from your most authentic place. Okay? Oh, I'm late for my call, but I actually just want to show you one thing. My Yerky! She just drank water, so her mouth is wet. I just wanted to show you Yafa. She wanted to say hi before I go, because I'm 1 minute late for my call. But yes, everyone, be yourself, because we only get one opportunity to do that, and you are like exactly what the world needs, okay? There's nobody else like you, and if you continue to move for everyone else, then we don't actually get to see your true light. So like Yafa says, peace. Bye, guys.